As Rhoda Morgenstern, Valerie Harper brought warmth, sarcasm, and style to the sitcom world. She gave voice to a sassy, relatable Jewish best friend who could easily carry her own show, and she did. Rhoda became a hit, thanks to her effortless charm. As Florence on the Jeffersons, Marla Gibbs served up sass with a side of brilliance. Her comedic timing was razor-sharp, and she could land a punchline with just a stare. Off-screen, she was a businesswoman and producer who helped shape Black television history. With a voice that could bring the house down and a presence that filled every scene, Nell Carter was unforgettable. Gimme a Break showcased her larger-than-life talent, mixing heartfelt moments with hilarious chaos. She was one of a kind, and she knew it. A gospel singer turned comedy actress, Della Reese exuded warmth, strength, and realness. Her comedic roles were full of personality and soul. Later in her career, she would touch lives as an angel on Touched by an Angel, but in the 1970s, she was busy making people laugh. Terry Garr mastered the art of playing lovable neurotics. With a twitchy delivery and big-hearted vulnerability, she was a scene stealer in Young Frankenstein, Tootsie, and dozens of other roles. She made awkwardness look downright endearing. A fan favorite on Laugh-In, Ruth Buzzy had a flair for outlandish characters and physical humor. Who could forget her handbag-wielding spinster Gladys Ormsby? Buzzy leaned into the absurd, and it made her unforgettable. Before she voiced the deliciously evil Ursula in The Little Mermaid, Pat Carroll was a TV comedy staple. Her bold voice, expressive face, and warm presence made her an audience favorite. She was a comic chameleon, able to go big or subtle, always landing the laugh. Soft-spoken and angelic, Georgia Engel brought a gentle hilarity to the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Her character, Georgette, was sweet to the point of surreal, and it worked. Engel's whispery voice and delicate timing were comic gold, proving that not all laughs need to be loud. Dry, deadpan, and devastatingly funny, Jane Curtin brought a cerebral edge to the original SNL lineup. Her Weekend Update anchor persona helped legitimize women in satirical news, and her later roles in Kate and Ally and Third Rock from the Sun proved her staying power. Smart never looked so cool. As one of the founding women of SNL, Lorraine Newman brought a uniquely quirky energy to sketch comedy. From Valley Girl accents to androgynous aliens, her range was dazzling. Her voiceover work in later years added a whole new chapter to a career built on originality and fearless weirdness. Carol Burnett is nothing short of television royalty. As the host of The Carol Burnett Show, she made sketch comedy feel both intimate and epic. Her physical comedy, unmatched timing, and joyful presence made her not just a legend, but a national treasure. Who else could make falling down a staircase into a comedic masterpiece? She could turn the world on with her smile and her brains. On The Mary Tyler Moore Show, she redefined what a single working woman could look like on television. With sharp writing and subtle delivery, Moore proved that sophisticated comedy didn't need slapstick to land a punch. In an era when women were still fighting for space in stand-up clubs, Elaine Boozler carved out her own. Her material was smart, political, observational, and unapologetically feminist. She made people laugh and think, and she's often cited as a huge influence by today's top female comedians. Betty White had already conquered the 1950s and 60s, but the 1970s brought a reinvention. As Sue Ann Nivens on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, she shocked audiences with her sharp wit and delicious innuendo. Betty proved you could be sweet and savage, and that growing older only made you funnier. Cloris Leachman had a fearless, unfiltered approach to comedy. Whether playing the scatterbrained Phyllis Lindstrom or stealing scenes in Mel Brooks films, she was magnetic. Her unpredictable performances kept you on your toes and your sides aching from laughter. Loud, brassy, and full of joy, Kay Ballard could light up a room just by walking in. She was a vaudevillian spirit in a modern sitcom world, always ready with a musical number or a hilarious one-liner. Whether on Broadway or TV, she brought her whole heart to every performance. Paula's offbeat, improvisational style stood out in a sea of traditional stand-up. With her signature suits and quick wit, she became a favorite on talk shows and NPR alike. Her sharp mind and eccentric charm made her one of the most distinct comedic voices of her generation. Even though her heyday began in the 1950s, Lucille Ball remained a cultural icon well into the 1970s. Her comic timing was impeccable, her physical comedy genius, and her influence immeasurable. Without Lucy, there wouldn't be a path for many of the women on this list. With her commanding voice and dry delivery, Bea Arthur owned every room and every scene. As the outspoken Maude, she tackled controversial topics with bravery and wit. Bea was never afraid to speak her mind, and that made her a hero to women everywhere. Phyllis Diller was nothing short of a trailblazer. With her electrified hair, over-the-top outfits, and machine gun punchlines, she shattered the mold of what a female comedian was supposed to be. Diller poked fun at everything from housework to her fictitious husband Fang, paving the way for generations of women in comedy. Her outrageousness was her superpower, and she knew how to wield it. Fearless, brutally honest, and unapologetically sharp, Joan Rivers wasn't just funny, she was unstoppable. Known for her fast-paced humor and cutting commentary on celebrity culture, she smashed glass ceilings in late-night TV and fashion commentary. Her legacy? A comedic voice that was loud, proud, and always fabulous. Edgy, intense, and unafraid to be controversial, Sandra Bernhard burst onto the comedy scene like a firecracker. She turned stand-up into performance art, blending biting cultural critiques with glam rock attitude. Whether on stage or on The David Letterman Show, Sandra never backed down from speaking her mind, and we loved her for it. Tiny but mighty, Nancy Walker had a knack for making even the smallest line a laugh-out-loud moment. From sitcoms like Rhoda to commercials for Bounty paper towels, her expressive face and feisty delivery made her a staple of 1970s TV comedy. She later stepped behind the camera and became a respected director, proof that her talent knew no bounds. One half of the beloved comedy duo Stiller and Meara, Ann Mara brought heart and humor to everyday situations. With her husband Jerry Stiller, she crafted sketches that were charming, smart, and deeply relatable. She also passed her comedic legacy down to her son, actor Ben Stiller, proving that funny runs in the family. The Divine Miss M was a whirlwind of music, mischief, and outrageous comedy. Bette Midler's 1970s performances, especially in gay bathhouses and off-Broadway stages, were legendary. She turned bawdiness into high art and always left her audiences wanting more, a true entertainer in every sense of the word. One of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live, Gilda Radner was a comedic force of nature. Whether she was playing the clueless but lovable Roseanne Donna or the hilariously intense Emily Latella, her characters were unforgettable. Gilda's humor came with heart, and her untimely passing left a hole in comedy that still hasn't been filled.